Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. All right, the lighting's not the greatest. Hey, you maybe want to turn off the light? Marta, hello. Hello, Leslie. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. Ayuda en español. How are you, Veronica? What's up? How are you, Monica? Vanessa, how are you? Cesar. Hello, Monica. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I look really dark. Okay, that'll work. Yeah. Amal, how are you, beautiful? Ama Chiquita, how are you? Hey, everybody, where are you all tuning in from? Hola, hola. Yeah, I think that's going to probably be its best. We were actually having a meeting and, oh, hola, hola. Vanessa says, hello, Kathy. All right, all right. I know I'm trying to get this. Silmar, okay. All right. Tuning in from Silmar. I think that's going to be as best as it looks. Yeah. Norwalk in the house. Okay, let me do this. Okay, that's so weird. I don't think I've ever had this little thing here. Anyways, hi, Kathy. Veronica says, hello, Kathy. She is my Wealthy Wednesday tip of the day. Bring a friend. I'm just kidding. Silmar, just to tell everyone to put their brightness up. Just tell everyone to put, okay, great. Put your brightness up. I'm trying to do that myself on my phone. Put your brightness up, people. That's what someone said. Downey in the house. Woo, woo. All right. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. So let's see. Who else is on here? Susie Rocava, how are you, cousin? Yesi Gutierrez. Monica Romo, hello. Make sure you check into your tonight, 7:30. So I'm excited because today is virtual boot camp, but right now it is Wealthy Wednesday. Welcome, guys. We have thank you. We definitely want to get on here, and I'm going to move a little just so that there we go. Does that look better? I hope it does. We still need a pupusa date. Yes, we totally need a pupusa date. Oops, that's just saying that it is Wealthy Wednesday. Well, anyways, welcome everybody to Wealthy Wednesday. Yes, Belia, yes, Veronica, we need a pupusa date. And for those that are just jumping on, please make sure you type in where are you tuning in from. And if you're in different cities, put the city. And so I just want to say I appreciate you for constantly coming on here and saying hello and listening to the messages. Again, all of these tips are for you to, one, implement, or two, not care about. And I say that very openly in the sense that, Whittier, yeah, like you don't get to, if you don't want to apply any of these, then that's fine. My goal is to bring value to your life and see how I can potentially be of service and value to your household. So you work in Laverne, North Hollywood, Los Angeles, wonderful. So for those that it's your first time, I would request that you please put first time. Why? Because I always love knowing who's first time. The last Wealthy Wednesday, we actually had a lot more first timers. And I like to know how they found me, or, you know, if it's their first time. And for those that it's not your first time, I love you guys. I absolutely love you guys. And for those first timers, I hope it's not your last. I'm sitting on a chair that's really low, so I'm going to just do something very quickly. Okay. So let me see who else is on here. Thank you for the love. Whoever's giving me that love, I love it. All right. So let's talk about today's Wealthy Wednesday tip, because I am sure that some of you are going to have opinions. Hello, Dee. Some of you are not going to have opinions. I don't know. So I just want to know where we're all at. So for those that don't know who I am, I got to go there first. My name's Eva Macias. We've been doing Wealthy Wednesdays for the last 3 years. And for those that, I get excited when I see these posts, by the way. Lizette Robert Hernandez says, first time I met you at the conference, Conchitas in Capital. Woo, woo. Paola, hola, beautiful. Felicidades a ti y a tu marido for opening up that amazing, amazing office. And so, again, Cindy, I get so excited about these things, see? Whew, my God, my heart's like, because I just get so excited. I do, I really do. And it happens every single time right before Wealthy Wednesday. So let's talk about this. So if this is your first time, please post on here that it is your first time on Wealthy Wednesday. If it's not your first time, welcome back again every single time. I'm going to get down to the tip. And the tip of the week for Wealthy Wednesday is that it is your financial responsibility to take care of you. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the times I think we become dependent on our employer and or spouse and or government per se to take care of us. Kathy, can I ask you to turn these things on? I'm sorry. I think it's around the side. Yeah. We're trying to get the lighting a little bit better because the sun's about to go down. I look really dark on Facebook. I look fine on Instagram, but I look like a morenita, which I'm cool with. Looks like I have a better tan. Okay, there we go. Thank you. So, or we take care of others before ourselves. No, you're good. We're good. Thank you. She's all trying to put the light on here. Okay, great. So yes, so the tip is, one, do not, thank you guys, I appreciate it. Do not depend on the government or your work to provide you, or not provide you, but give you finance. Like, you should be responsible for yourself financially. What does that mean? Well, what does that mean? So a lot of the times people get jobs because of their benefits. And I go like this, because of our benefits. Veronica, you just text messaged me that I can't see your post right now. Text message Kathy, please, and then maybe she can come over here and tell me. So, so funny. So what does that really mean? That a lot of the times we get our jobs thinking that our employer is going to take care of us. But the sad thing that I've noticed, just based on just what I've seen, is that a lot of times we think, oh, my job provides benefits like a pension plan, like health benefits, and maybe a 401k or a 457 or a deferred comp or a 403b or any of that stuff, right? Or I get Social Security, all that stuff. But we really don't take the time to understand how that's going to apply to us in the different times of our financial life. And so I continue to, I guess you could say, promote, or I continue to just raise awareness and a lot of like education behind it. Is so important that you understand not only your current benefits through work, but also what you don't have through work, and how your work benefits will impact the government benefits per se, right? There's a lot of the times where you won't be able to double dip into accounts. So for those that currently have Social Security, if like Social Security is one of your primary sources of retirement, can you do me a favor and actually post Social Security on here? Like, I just want to know. And the reason why is because Social Security only provides about 40% of pre-tax money. You're like, what does that really mean for those that don't understand pre-tax, post-tax, and all that stuff, right? That just means that when you retire, you may only retire with 40% through Social Security, which means your other sources of income, all your other benefits, it is so important that you maximize your retirement. So for example, I've had many people say, oh, I've worked for this company for 20 years, and I'm thinking, great, they probably have a nice retirement account. Oh, so what do you have in your 401k? Oh, I never signed up for it. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, I didn't really understand it, so I never signed up for it. So my question to you is, wouldn't it make sense to take 1 hour out of the entire month, maybe for up to until you actually understand what that means? Because you slowing down, or you giving up other crap that isn't really valuable to your life, and giving up that 1 hour, let's just say a month or a week, for you to actually understand what that 401k can potentially look like in the future. Like, isn't that so crazy? But we think we don't have time. We don't have time. And when you say you don't have time, then over time, you're not going to have money either. So the question should now get to be for you guys, and not just for you, mind you, I had to learn this, like, because I just started putting a lot of pieces together. And I know things about if you work for the private sector, if you work for a nonprofit, if you work for a for-profit, if you work at a church, if you work, or you used to work and you have lingering 401ks or whatever the case may be, right? Pension plans, not every pension plan is the same. Not every 401k is the same. Not every 403b is the same. Not every 457 is the same. So all of these different things, not every Social Security is going to look like the same. I remember asking the question, when do you want to retire? And people would be like, I don't know, what does everybody say? And I'm like, who cares what everybody says? What do you want? And so the question gets to be, what do you want? What do you want to see for yourself and for your family? So I invite you to understand that wherever you are in your age, oh, that's a great question, by the way. I'm reading that question. I'll take care of that question right now. Whatever age you are, it's never too early and it's never too late. It is so important that you understand that taking care of you right now in your younger years is going to be equally important. Actually, it's probably going to be even more important to take care of you in your older days. And so because of this is why I continue to, and I'm super passionate about this, because when I decided 11 years ago that I was going to be doing this, the reason why I chose it, not the reason, I have many reasons, but it was because I said, if these things are happening to my parents, if these things are happening to my parents and we're good people, we have great intentions, we don't do harm to others, we just don't, then how many other families is this not happening to? Or is it happening to? And I saw a huge opportunity for education. And then again, I'm like, well, I didn't learn this in school at all. I didn't learn it in school. I didn't learn it at home. So then that means that because I didn't learn something that I should just sit here and be like, oh, I didn't learn it. Hell no. Let me tell you something. Again, perfect. I was just going to get you right there. When you find something, when you feel that something is important for you and your family, you will do whatever it takes. I was just talking to Kathy about this. You will do whatever it takes to make sure you understand so you and your family can be okay. The thing is that it doesn't hurt right now. Because let me tell you something, it will come to a point where you're gonna have to instead of get to. If you're not planning for you in the future, let me tell you something, the future is gonna plan for you and it ain't gonna be pretty, which means if you think you're gonna live off of 40%, you might end up living off of less. The average American retires usually, sorry, I know I'm moving, but it's because I'm trying to adjust. The average American usually retires with about 60% of their pay. Let me ask you something. If you were to experience a 40% pay cut right now, would you survive? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. But for most people, that's what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying, hey, do you remember Wealthy Wednesdays? You should pay attention to this girl right here. And it's really because, mind you, if you retire with more, does that impact me? It doesn't. You may never be my client, and that's fine. But guess what? That means you're not going to need a lot more in the future from the government, which means that I might end up paying less taxes of some sort. So by helping others, I help myself. So think about that. So making us a financial responsibility for ourselves. If we didn't have any whatsoever, and I'm going to get to my freelancer right now, if we had nothing, no benefits whatsoever, we would make it a responsibility to take care of ourselves. It's when we have it that we rely on others, right? So if you're a freelancer, excuse me, if you are a freelancer, do you have advice for people living check to check? Yes, I do have one, and you get to make an appointment on my website, evamacias.com. Click on book an appointment, and I can have specific things for you. Freelancers, it's not any different. You get to, if you have a corporation, great. If you don't have a corporation, then we would definitely talk about what are your expenses, how much money are you bringing in, what are your expenses? Your expenses must be low or your income gets to be high. If your income is high, your expenses are low, and you still don't have money, that's just a management issue, which I can show you how to better redistribute your funds so that you always have money in all of your accounts, meaning savings, investing, money for a car, money for food, money for your house, money for your other living expenses. We don't live in a world where we're just going to stay home and do nothing. We're going to go out, do things. So it is important to have a healthy, balanced lifestyle, right? So yes, for Styled by Via, I believe, I do have other specific things that I can give you that I obviously can't put on here because there's certain things that I just can't talk about. But I can definitely tell you as a whole, yes. And so if you are a freelancer, what that means is if you're on a 1099 income, excuse me, that means that even more so it is your responsibility because they're giving you 100% of your pay and you're not paying any taxes unless you are, because you're filing your taxes, but you got to make sure you pay into Social Security. You got to make sure you pay into all these different things so that in the long run, you'll have this. The beauty of being a freelancer is you get to work from home. The bad part about it is that majority of the freelancers that I know do not save for taxes and do not put money away and do not put any investments, future investments. So yes, that's great. You get to work out of your house. The downfall is that comfort is someone's going to have to pay for that comfort, and most likely it's going to be you. So I encourage you to see me so that I can better give you a little strategy that can ultimately change the dynamic in the course of your life. So I'm Chiquita D, torn on taking a $13 pay cut, but great pension, unsure of the present or future is my focus. Well, what if you don't have to choose both? What if you can create a win-win? So I am Chiquita. I don't know what city you're tuning in from. I believe you said either Norwalk or Downey, but would love to chit chat with you a little bit more about that because obviously it's very specific to you're going to receive a $13 pay cut. And the pay cut would we would take a look at, does it make sense for you to take that pay cut? Like people don't take a pay cut just because. People take a pay cut because they want something else. And usually it's time. They're willing to take a pay cut because their time is much more valuable than the income that they're bringing in. And that means that your time is necessary somewhere else. Maybe it's with the child. Maybe your child needs a little bit more help and you're willing to take less money so you can make a huge impact on your child. I know that that's very often the common, I guess you could say, dilemma with women is, do I take a pay cut? Do I earn less so that I can stay at home? And this is why, ladies, I focus a lot on women, is because a lot of the times this is what ends up happening, is because if you get pregnant and you're staying at home for baby care and all that stuff, you're not making income. If you're Latina, you're like at 50 cents on the dollar type of thing, right? So you're earning less. And that means not only are you earning less, you're putting less away, you're taking time for the family. So you're actually continuing to cut that dollar by more and more and more and more and more by you just choosing things like that. So I could definitely, and I would love to connect with you. And who else is on here? Who else has a question? So is this all landing for you? And if it is, please say yes. And if it's not, say this lady is crazy. Just kidding. Don't say that. But again, so you ask yourself, how can I be responsible for myself? So being responsible for yourself would mean, I can give you some really, really other additional quick tips, is make sure you go, you're very welcome. Yay. Thank you. Make sure you guys go on to under socialsecurity.gov, so ssa.gov, and print out a copy of your Social Security statements. Who cares if they don't send them? Okay, I had no idea what a Social Security statement was, and I used to throw them away. So now go online and create your online account and print that out. Most people that I see, I'm going to tell you, out of 10 people that I see, maybe one will have their Social Security statement printed or at least brought over to me. If I didn't instruct my clients to actually bring their Social Security statements, most people would not. So this is why I have you do it, because I also know that most people in my industry don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm not knocking any advisor. Okay, I'm not doing that. Hey, piece of cake by Angie, nice to see you. Virtually see you. But what I'm saying is that how often have you met with a financial advisor or a financial planner and they never asked you for your expenses, they never asked you for your Social Security statements, they never asked to get to know you? And isn't that like, aren't you supposed to get to know your clients so that this way you know their needs? But let me tell you something, often it's not. So why? Because there's no money to be made in Social Security. I can look at your Social Security, quote you, or not quote you, but show you and all this and stuff, but nobody's going to pay anybody for that. And I'm saying it's part of it. Bring it, right? So my goal is that I provide so much value to you and I build a relationship with you that this isn't Eva's going to make me more money. This is Eva's going to show me all the things that I get to take a look at that I probably didn't ask myself or my spouse, so that this way I could win in life. And sometimes they're awkward conversations like, hey, honey, if I die, what would this happen? Or, hey, honey, like, we got to address this debt. Or, hey, honey, do we plan on traveling? Or, hey, honey, you need to step up your game. You need to get a better job. See, they're uncomfortable conversations, but someone gets to have them. And if you don't have them now, in the future, they're going to get harder. So, yes, ayuda en español después. It's a great way to check if your earnings are correct. Absolutely. So yes, I hope that today's tip, I can go on and on and on and on and on, but I actually have a virtual boot camp that I got to get to in 8 minutes. So if you guys are wondering how you guys can make an appointment with me, you guys can go to evamacias.com and click on book an appointment. My entire calendar is there. FYI, we are booking appointments for June. So if you wanted an appointment this month, sorry. We are booking appointments for June, and if you didn't make it to a in-person boot camp, my goal is that you get to an in-person boot camp. And if you didn't make it to that one, my goal is that you get to make it to a virtual boot camp. So my virtual boot camp will start in 8 minutes. Thank you for all of those that registered, and those that didn't, well, hopefully I get to see you again. And again, whether you run your own business, it is super important that it's because if you run your own business, how to position yourself in this way. Congrats on everyone that's joining you tonight. Thank you. I appreciate it. So again, ask yourself, I never really asked myself these questions, or maybe it's like, maybe I just need a refresher, or maybe I just need someone's new set of eyes to take a look at it. I'm here. If you're doing the right thing, or if you're on the right track, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, keep doing what you're doing, because not everybody will be my client, and that is okay. As long as you know that you're on the right track, hey, that's all that matters. So again, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you guys find the tips informative, tag people, share them, do whatever you need to do. I would love for you guys to share it. That's how people know this information. And I think there's a lack of this. And this is why I continue to stay every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you next Wealthy Wednesday, next Wednesday at 7 p.m. So bye guys.